lot of times when adults are trying to decide, do I up the percentage contribution to my 401k, or do I take that money and save it in a college 529 plan or something, that your priority should always be retirement.
100%.
Always. If you're making that decision and you're struggling with that, just let me help you.
Yeah.
Like that is not, there's no decision to make. Again, they can get loans for college, they can get grants, they can get scholarships, there's all kinds of resources available to get them through school. They can join the military like I did and have the military cover that bill. Right. They can do a lot of things. You can't do any of that when it comes time for retirement. You are stuck with what you've done and how much money you've saved and where you've saved it and all that good stuff. So yeah, that's a great point, Mitch. We see that a lot. Yeah. But you know, it's really, these are things that just having a good advisor, having someone who can talk you through the logic of behind these decisions and why you would make these decisions. You know, I think it's so incredibly valuable. I mean, I can't tell you the number of folks that have come in to see us with this feeling like we're talking about, of just like, we're never going to be able to do this. I don't see it. I don't see the path. Everything it just seems impossible and we're never going to get there. And that's one reason why we named it ClearPath, right? Is like, we show you the path. We find a way to help you get to the place where you can confidently hang things up and walk away knowing that you're going to be okay. Like, listen, that might be a situation where you've got a couple who's in their 60s who are both eligible for a decent Social Security. Between the two of them, they're $4,000 a month in Social Security. Yeah. And they have very modest savings and a couple $100,000 in IRAs or Roths or 401ks or wherever. And if your income needs are not dramatic, if you let's say your income needs are $3,200 to $3,500 a month, you've got a little surplus there, and then we're able to take the money that you've saved and invest that in a manner where if you want to take a trip, or the house needs a new roof, or the car breaks down, and those things happen where you have a go-to kind of place to go get that money and make sure that you can keep things going, then that's, you can do it. Yeah. You can do it with that. It is not impossible. And you just have to really, the best thing you can do is to know where you're at today. And if you're in your 50s, mid 50s to early 60s, and you feel this way, you feel like kind of lost and I just don't know how I'm going to do this, and I just feel like I'm going to work forever, come to clearpathretirement.com. Let us know how you're feeling. Let us know what's going on with you. And the best thing that we can do today is to sit down and let's figure out, first of all, where you're at. Yeah. Let's get our arms around exactly where you're at. And then what we can do is we can show you a very systematic way, a very strategic way to get to just enough to make sure that you don't have to work forever. And, listen, if you want to work past that out of choice, that's fine. Yeah. But we want to make sure that you have the option of not working anymore at a reasonable age, and that if if you want to walk away and go enjoy life and have the freedom of not having to get up and go to work and all of that every day, then every American should enjoy that. Every American should have that choice. And we just want to help you get there, right? And nothing, I tell you, nothing is more, rewarding for us than to help people out of that situation.
Agreed.
Where they're just feeling helpless, where they're just feeling like they're never going to have enough, where they're just, and I can tell you that we've done it so many times now. In 25 years, I have helped thousands of people in that situation, and we know what we're doing, right? Like, we have the answers, and we didn't get there easily. We've gotten a lot of bumps and bruises and cuts along the way, but we have learned and we have gotten better and better and better at what we do. And I can honestly tell you that today we bring some serious experience to the table when it comes to this, and we can help you. We can certainly help you. So if you're feeling this way, go to clearpathretirement.com. Let us know. Let's have a conversation. No pressure. Let's figure out where you're at and where you need to go from here. Okay? We mentioned getting the house paid off is key. Like, a lot of people ask us, should I pay my house off or this, or should I pay? You should pay your house off.
Yeah.
Like, if you can pay your house off, you should pay your house off. And I understand we get a lot of pushback on, like, well, we get a tax deduction. Listen,
Right.
that it's not, especially once you get towards the end of that mortgage.
Yeah, you're not paying much interest.
It's not,
Yeah.
You're not paying much interest, and
Right.
the interest deduction is not significant.
No.
So I wouldn't let that stop me. But getting it psychologically going into retirement without a mortgage hanging over your head is huge. 2 Social Security checks is key. That can really help. Understand that 2 people going into retirement is easier than 1. And so, I don't know what that means to a lot of folks out there, but if you're leaning on possibly getting married, then maybe you should think about that.
Go for it.
And, of course, there's people who have small pension plans out there. Pension plans can be a beautiful thing. They can be really key. Don't forget about your pension.
No.
We have lots of people who come in and they say, oh, I think I got a little pension here. No, that's a big deal.
Yep.
I don't care if
$100.
it's $500 a month. That's a big deal because that's money you can count on for the rest of your life, every single month in and month out. And that's huge. Yeah. So do not forget about pensions. And while we're at it, another thing that we see constantly is people leave workplaces and move jobs, and they forget about 401k that they had a little bit of money in, or maybe even more than that, in old jobs. Guys, this is critical.
Right.
You have to make sure that these things get handled correctly, that 401k, do not abandon an old 401k and expect it's probably going to be there when you remember it 10 years later, but you could have done so much better than to leave that thing behind where nobody's really managing that thing. You don't know what it's invested in anymore. You're not keeping up with it. Get that thing moved out to an IRA with an advisor that can help you to manage that and make sure you maximize that. I don't care if it's $2,000-$3,000. Doesn't matter.
No.
Do not leave those old 401k, old 403bs. Do not leave that stuff behind. I can't tell you how many people get to retirement in there. They're sitting with us and they go, oh, yeah, I totally forgot. I have this old 401k that from a company I worked at 20 years ago. And I was digging through some paperwork and found like an old statement or something. I wonder, it's like, oh, wow.
Yeah.
You could have really done something with that. So definitely do not leave those things behind. And then some other things that, I would think about is again, as you get close to retirement, start really, really taking a deep dive on those expenses.
Yeah, I was going to say that's probably the most important thing. Whatever age you are, whether you're 25 or 60, it's understand how much you need to spend, how much you want to spend, look at how much fun money you're spending and figure out what's a reasonable amount. The quicker you can understand that, the quicker you can start investing, you can start building a surplus or getting to the point where you have a surplus if you don't, and start again taking advantage of compounding. That's the most impactful thing you can do today, whatever age you are, is understand your expenses. And that's the thing we talk to every day. We have this conversation and everybody wants to talk about their 401k balances and their IRAs and their Roths and the growth. And we get to the expenses and they're like, I don't know, I probably 8K, 5K, I have no clue. Nobody wants to talk about that. So the most meaningful 2 hours of your life you could spend is sitting down for a couple hours and figuring out exactly what you spend, exactly what you need to spend, and what you're spending for fun. And you need to spend some money for fun, but how much and what's really meaningful, what's wasted, and what can we invest?
Yeah. Yeah, and I'll tell you, if you're having trouble with this and you're having trouble with getting your budget figured out, and a lot of people, we hear it all the time. It's like, okay, so I have bills that fluctuate.
Yeah.
I have bills I only pay every quarter. I have bills I pay annually. Let's be smart about this. The annual bills, we take the annual payment, we break it down to 12 payments, and we get everything down to a monthly budget.
Start
if you
there.
pay it quarterly, then you divide it by 3. If you pay, it's not difficult. And then we break everything down to what you spend on a monthly basis. And I'll tell you what I'll do. I'm going to have our wonderful marketing director, Kathy, put a really easy budget form on our website for you at clearpathretirement.com. And that'll be there for you to download on our downloads page. And we'll throw that up for you guys. So it's really good because it can really help you get your head around, what your budget is. Nothing. Look, you spend 2 hours a year planning your family vacation. Why are you not spending at least 2 hours a year getting your budget figured out and figuring out how much it costs you to live on a monthly basis, to even understand, are we in a deficit situation? Are we in a surplus situation? If you're in a surplus situation, then, where is that surplus going? And are we being as smart as we can about what we're doing with the extra money that we have every month? The worst people I see on this are people who are making more money than they're spending, because they just have this feeling about it, like, I don't need to look at price tags. I don't need to. I don't look at the cost of stuff when I go to the grocery store. I don't. And look, I get it. I get it. But again, this is extremely important stuff, and you need to start getting realistic, because if you do it now and you start to really pay attention to, like, how much am I spending here and what are these things costing, there could be all kinds of money that's just getting kind of wasted in your poor, not paying attention to what you're doing type deal. And that money could be so much better put to use if you would just be more efficient and understand. It's like, I don't mind going into a deficit, but I want to know when I do. Right. Like, so I hope all this is helpful to you guys. If you have questions, please come see us at clearpathretirement.com. If you need that budget form, we'll throw that up on our website for you, and you can come grab that and just spend some quality time with you and your spouse or you on your own, and go through and really get real about those expenses. I think that'll be an exercise that will serve you so well as you go forward here. And if you got questions, let us know. We'll be happy to help. And thanks for tuning in today. And until next week, everybody, happy retirement. Hey, if you enjoyed what you heard today on our podcast, please tune in every week. And if you don't mind, drop us a like or subscribe to the channel. We'd really appreciate it. It helps us to get this great information out to more folks.